Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I want to share something with you. And this is a way to continue what you have been working with, adult coloring pages, and to just take that a step further. Now, what you normally do with these is, of course, you open them up and you begin to color the pages. Say you've colored all your pages, which all of these pages are not colored yet, but just let's pretend they are. So you've colored all these pages, and now what? Either you just put it on the shelf, chunk the book, or maybe frame some of these colored pages that you've done. Or you can take it a step further and go with the advanced methodology of adult coloring sheets and make marks on these pages, should I say. Now, your mark making can be any repetitive marking or shape, should I say. These are curved lines, these are swerve lines. You can do more of those. So each book itself will have some other marks that you can continue on someplace else. Even these little weird shape marks that were used to set the body of the snail apart from the shell of the snail, also separated from the bark of the tree. And this painting or this picture here, rectangles, a lot of rectangles were used. Some are straight, some are long, some are short, some are curved, but they use those over and over again throughout. And then this little scallop type marking that was made there, it's made here, it's made there. Also, straight lines were used. See these straight lines coming down here, and then they slightly curve the lines there. So these are marks that they made over and over again, and you can do the same thing. So the cover is this turtle. So this is just a duplication of this replica. So when you look at these, it looks like paisleys and other shapes in here. There's a lot of circles that were used here. These shapes look like U shapes. And then there are swervy, curvy lines in here. And then there's a lot of repetitive shapes in these different sections. Well, you can just come over here and look at one of these shapes and repeat that shape somewhere else in the book. So you don't have to try and figure out what to use. Just come and find a shape that was made and just repeat that in another area of this book. So let's show you what I mean. Go to one that these two have been colored, so we'll pretend that whole book is colored. So we saw some circles. See if this pen will do it. You'll need a pen that will make marks. And all you're going to do with this is just relax in the moment of making the marks. So let me fold that page back. So you'll see this is the page that we're going to work on. And all we're going to do is make marks. That's it. Now, I'll take a strand of her hair. Let's see, we saw circles, correct? So I'm just going to come in here and make circles. Now you can make all the same size circles, or you can make some circles bigger than others. I'm going to make small circles in here, making sure that they touch each other. And the reason why I'm making small ones in here is because I may want to make large ones someplace else. And for running along the side, they're not quite full circles. It'll make it look like the circles are running off the side of the strand of hair, which is okay. Now, if this does not work so well for you, you can use a gel pen, and a gel pen is generally going to make marks no matter what. The reason why sometimes the regular pen won't make a mark is because the color pencil you're using may have a waxy film on it, or waxy, what do they call it? It may be somewhat waxy. And if that's the case, then it will be hard sometimes for the ink to actually write on the paper because of the quality of, or because of the wax that's in the color pencils. So this has circles on it here. I'm going to put a different mark on that one. Let's see. Let's see, since it's curved, I'm gonna just go with some straight slanted lines. These are on a diagonal. And you can put them all in one direction. And this is the gel pen writing on. I'm just following that shape on these back pieces, going diagonally, same direction. You see how that turned out? And you can do this to this whole entire thing. So let's put some, let's see, I'm gonna put some little dots on this tongue. And they don't have to touch, they can, they don't have to, it doesn't matter. I'm just putting dots, that's it. It's a bunch of dots on his tongue. You're just taking your time and putting stuff on here. So I want it to look like, it's a fish, and I want it to look like it has scales. So I will need to make U-shaped marks along the body. It has these some type of circles on there. And the reason I'm going across is because I wanted them to stagger. I want it to look like these scales were being staggered. And I'm not sure if I'm accomplishing that. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep making the markings. Now, as I'm going back, I'm making them smaller. And that's because that's what it would normally look like. As an object gets further away from you, it looks smaller. So I'm making these little U shapes. That's all it is. Little U shapes, much smaller. And this is his tail fin, which it should have been straight, except I wanted the scales on it, so I just followed it through with the scales. So you see how that is? Now I may even need to go back after this. Now the gel is going to be wet, so you'll have to make sure you give it time to dry. But I may want to go back after it's all said and done and add more color to this. You see that? That's kind of nice. I like that. So I'm going to make circles with dots in, well, here is a swirl, kind of a swirl. I'm going to attempt to make those here. Swirl it, where I run over onto that net that it's caught in. I pretend that it's behind it, since this shell is behind it anyway. We'll keep that going. And these can be, some can be larger than others. Trying to make it look as if, see there, they're swirls, just to mimic this shape. And they can be different sizes. It doesn't have to be perfect. But just take your time like you do when you're coloring the page and relax into it. And just fill up a space. I could even go ahead and put them all around in there because that looks a little odd, but now the fins on this fish, these fins look so empty, so I'm just going to put diagonals there, following the shape that's already on there. And I'm making the lines just almost straight, but really close together. There. That looks a lot better. You see what it looks like now? It looks like it was made that way. So I'll come over here. And I'm going to make these curvy. I made those sort of straight and diagonal. I'll make these curvy, sort of following. Turn it so you can see it, not my hand, sort of following the shape of the fin that's already there. I'm still making sort of straight lines, or lines, should I say. I'm making lines, but I let them follow the shape that is already there. Now we'll do these like we did the other side. In doing that, that's a fin back there, so I missed that part of the fish's tail. I put scales on this fish. He's got these circles on him too. I think I'll just put circles on this little guy. And a circle within that circle. I'm leaving the fish head solid, well, without markings, but you can mark that up too if you like. See, I put dots on the tongue of the fish. Slide those in there. You can even do something with these markings. This looks like water, bubbles. Or it's showing, trying to show that that is water moving. But there's a whole entire picture now that can be done. So let's see. I'm going to put lines, diagonal lines on here like I did the other one. You don't have to. You can put totally different markings on this side than you did on the other side. But that's what you do. You just go through here, take your time, and add markings. So let's do a swerve. We'll do a swerve. Can you see that? We're doing a swerve up the shaft of the hair. Squiggly, squiggly, squiggly. It's not quite straight. It's sort of like a wave or squiggly line. And the gel pen does go really well on there. You just have to remember, don't touch it. I'm just going up it, but you can go down it if you like. It's this whole piece here. And take your time and enjoy the moment. Just making marks. You can put shapes in there. Let's see, we'll go down one of these. Trying to decide which way I want to go. I'm just going to put triangles. I'm staggering them. So they don't fit tightly together, looking like one is up and one is down. Sort of like this. So otherwise, all I have to do is do that, and it'll look like up, down, up, down. But I'm staggering these a little, making some large, some small. Going up that strand of the hair. You can make squares. Let's see, we put some squares in here. Put big ones, little ones, skinny ones, large ones. All different sizes. Turn it. See, they don't have to be all crammed in together. That's up to you how compact you want the area. Just move down the length of the hair strand. Sometimes it's all you can do to keep it straight, but go just follow it around. Now I can break off here because this looked like it's split into two pieces. So I can make both of those squares or not. But that's what you want to do. All different types of lines. You can do crisscross lines. Trying to see where I'm going to do crisscross lines right here. Because it almost looks like I'm shading it when you do those crisscross lines. There we have it. Do it how you want. Let's see, that. It's up to you. You just take your time and go through and do the entire thing. So hope that gives you some idea. You can continue with it, but you can do each and every picture like this once you finish it, and maybe go back and recolor some of it. Like in here, because there's so much black in there, it kind of lost the color. You can still see the color in here, but a lot of the hair has lost its color because it was lightly colored anyway. So you can go back and add more color to that area, even to the fish. Hope you have fun trying that. And that is a technique that you can use to make advanced coloring pages without having to come up with the entire design because you already have a design laid out. All right, thanks for joining me. Until next time.